Steeler Nation, big news broke yesterday with Aaron Rodgers going to the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2022 via trade. So let's talk about it. G'day, Steeler Nation. Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. I'm your host, regular host, Mark. Thank you for checking out us once again. Now, over the weekend, we had breaking news with Aaron Rodgers and his potential, trade spots with Denver, Tennessee, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, for me, living in Australia, as you guys, you might have just met me because we're growing on YouTube. We had 85 subs, and now with the breaking news, we have almost near 200. So, on behalf of myself, Mark, and Derek, we thank you. We thank you for checking us out. But we're here to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and we're here to talk about, if A-Rod comes to the Steelers, what will it mean? Right? I'm going to go down two trains of thought. So I do know a lot of fans, looking around the internet, that 50% of people understand and want to cheer on Rodgers to come to the Steelers. And I think that for us could be the best bet, right? On the other side of the coin, 50% of people don't want Rodgers. It's going to cost too much draft capital. And it just doesn't seem like a valuable option to bring in a guy like Rodgers right now with this team. Even with their O-line being a bit, scratchy, with maybe receivers leaving like Juju, bringing him in right now and using all the draft capital which we have over the next few years, it could be a big mistake, right? So I'll tell you my opinion probably throughout this video, and you'll probably understand what way I'm leaning in regards to Rodgers and what's going to happen. But to be honest, it is massive news. It is huge news for the Steelers. It is huge news for Packers fans as well. There are a lot of Packers fans saying, please take the guy. We're sick of talking about him. We just want to have a brand new team, and we thank what Aaron Rodgers did for the team. However, look, man, just take him. Just take Aaron Rodgers and run with him and see what you can do with your franchise. The Packers would be happy to trade him out, I would believe, also because they would get back multiple first round picks for the trade, because Aaron Rodgers is one of the best players to ever play the game. He's a future Hall of Famer. He's won a Super Bowl against the Steelers, which we should have won. We bloody should have won that. Mendenhall dropped the football, and that could have been our third ring for Ben. So there's two sides of this coin, right? We're going to go down the first side. We're going to start to talk about what will Aaron Rodgers, impact be on the team on the offense. How will he play with the receivers, the O-line, and even to a certain extent, how will his relationship develop with Matt Canada? That would be quite interesting as well. So firstly, let's go into that. Let's go into the offense, right? We all know how shaky and how, lack of a better word, terrible our offensive line was last year in the last, few years since Pouncey's leaving, DeCastro, Big Al, Foster. They're all gone, right? That stalemate, the big fellas up front are gone. They're not there anymore. It's a whole new offense or offensive line, right? We have no more Big Ben. We don't know who our quarterback's going to be. If Aaron Rodgers comes in, does A-Rod really want to sit behind the new offensive line? You have Dan Moore Jr. going into his second year. Well, I did like Dan Moore. I thought Dan Moore Jr. played really well in his rookie year and did the best that he could. I thought in some plays and games, I thought he was very physical. I like that. I like him as a left tackle. I thought he played pretty good. If I were to rate him out of 10, I'd give him a 6 or 7 out of 10. I thought he played okay. Dotson, right? If you're trying to protect Rodgers from not getting, snapped up every single play or getting run over by the DNs or the linebackers or whoever, right? You need a good interior offensive line. So guard Dotson, he was injured a little bit last year. That didn't really work in our favor. Okay, I do have high hopes for Dotson for this offensive line. So will Rodgers come, be a Pittsburgh Steeler with those two players already, right? You have Dotson and Dan Moore Jr. on the left-hand side. Now, center, Kendrick Green. He's going into his second year too. He was also a rookie last year, and he showed some progress. But in some of the other videos in the games I watched throughout the year, how many times did you see Green go backwards and get out muscled, out pushed, right? There's just a big difference. There's a big difference between an elite offensive line to what we're trying to build. And we are C grade, D grade mentality. We're just not a good line at the moment. Now, moving next, Trey Turner is now also a free agent. Do we bring him back? I'm not sure. I am not sure. He's an older fella, but I'm not sure if he's going to play for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right tackle, Chooks. We all know who Chooks is. I can't pronounce his last name, but we all know who Chooks is. Will he be our right tackle, or do we go into the draft or bring in another free agent that can do a better job? And even to push the envelope further, what happened to Banner? What happened to Zach Banner? We paid Zach Banner all this money, and he couldn't get on the field. He was injured. So this offensive line is in shambles. The whole thing is in shambles. We just don't know. We can't run the football. We were 31st or 32nd best in the league. And I say best because actually you're the worst. You're 32nd worst in the league. I'm trying to be positive, right? But we're in shambles. So why would Aaron Rodgers come to the Pittsburgh Steelers knowing that the offensive line is not A-grade mentality? There's just not much there. It's a work in progress. So for that standpoint, I don't see Rodgers coming over. But still, it's something we need to talk about, because if it did happen, it would change the whole offense as well. If A-Rod were to come over, we still have Najee in the backfield, okay? Imagine those two players working together. An older player, a veteran like Rodgers, working with the second-year running back, Najee. That would be fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, okay? Moving on to the tight ends. We now have Freiermuth, Gentry, and Radar, and I think Eric Ebron's probably at the door, right? So Rodgers working with those three tight ends would be really fun to watch too. You know, A-Rod to Muth, back of the end zone, 20 yards deep, touchdown. Let's go, 7-0. This offense could really start to put up points, and that's what we've been missing. That's what's been missing with the Steelers, I think, honestly, since, maybe 2016. It's been a long time. Last year in 2021, we averaged 20 points a game. And look, there is there is also thoughts out there too that Mason can't cut it. So it would be an instant upgrade. I can't even finish that sentence, because it would be a major, major upgrade bringing in Rodgers over our current quarterback, Mason Rudolph. That is just not even a topic to discuss. So what is a topic to discuss, though, however, is the receivers. Now, I don't know about you, but if you were to bring in A-Rod, how fun would it be to watch A-Rod to Juju, if he signed as well? Because I guess if you're bringing in a star quarterback like Rodgers, like a future Hall of Famer, then Juju would instantly be a tick of approval sign. He would have to sign with the Steelers then, for sure. So it would be A-Rod to Juju, Rodgers to Claypool, Rodgers to Deontay, our 3-star receivers doing all different kinds of things on this offense, and that would be fantastic. So already you have Claypool, Deontay, Juju, and Muth. 4 outstanding receivers for our team, and Najee in the backfield. So that would, if I were, in Rodgers' shoes, which I'm not, I'm completely different to Rodgers. He's out there making the big money. He's out there throwing the touchdowns. I'm just here chilling. But if I were in his shoes, man, and if I had Najee in the backfield, Najee had a great year last year. These things would entice me to come to Pittsburgh, right? However, the only thing that would push me away from the Steelers is the shaky O-line. I just don't know how would Rodgers survive behind this O-line unless you went through the draft, unless you brought in some key free agents to really shore up that line and start to be physical, right? So on that side of the coin, right, people who were wishing for Rodgers to come over, the 50%, I agree with you. I think it would be a massive upgrade for the Steelers. It would be a massive upgrade for the team. It would be a massive upgrade for the organization. The fan base would go wild. You guys would go crazy, like absolutely crazy. In a few days' time, if they announce that Rodgers is coming to the Steelers via trade, the internet might break. The internet might blow up. Like, this thing is going to go off its head. It's going to go, crazy, I'm telling you. So I see that. I see that side. I see that side where if you bring him over, future Hall of Fame QB. However, I do see the other side too. And this is the side that I'm kind of leaning to. The other side of the coin, in my opinion, has the most pressure on the Steelers, and even to a certain extent, the most pressure on Rodgers to succeed. Right now, looking at it through the black and gold goggles, through the organization's lens, if the Steelers go out and trade for Aaron Rodgers, they're going to have to spend multiple first round picks for years and years. It could be 3. It could be 3 years in a row, or possibly 4, depending what the trade value is for Aaron Rodgers to bring him into the organization, right? So already to me, that is a red flag. You are spending, 3 or 4, maybe multiple and second round picks, depending how the trade is cut. That's a red flag, right? I don't know if I like that. I'm not too sure if I want to spend all that capital for one player. Yes, we have a chance to win a Super Bowl with Rodgers. At the same time, man, there's still so many other people on your team and positions we need to work on. The offensive line, center, guard, right tackle, defense, middle linebacker, cornerback, defensive line. Who is behind Alala? He's getting old as well. Who's going to replace Cameron Hayward? We need help behind TJ. It can't be the TJ show forever. Safety help. There are so many holes around the whole team, but are we one quarterback away from winning a Super Bowl? And is that the main goal? So that kind of worries me a little bit. If you go out and spend all the draft capital, on Rodgers, then instantly, the Pittsburgh Steelers, in my opinion, have to go and win a Super Bowl. Because why else would you do it? Why else would you go out there and spend all that trade value to get one of the best players and you can't win a Super Bowl? It just would blow my mind. The amount of pressure on the organization to win would be at an all-time high. You ever thought about there was pressure with Big Ben last year and it was Super Bowl or bust? No. If you were to bring in Rodgers, the pressure would be at an all-time high, and we would just be, livid if we went to the playoffs again in the wild card and we lost. Say, for instance, if we went 10-7 or 11-6 in next year in 2022, or sorry, this year in 2022, we make the playoffs and we lose again. If that happens and we wasted or we've used all our draft capital with the Pittsburgh Steelers over the next few years, we go and get Rodgers, and that still doesn't solve the problem, then you've really kicked yourself, you've kicked your toe or stumped your toe on the lounge and thought, why have you done that? Why have you gone and spent three picks or 4 picks or all this draft value for something that you thought was going to work and didn't work? So in my opinion, you have to, if you bring in Rodgers, A-Rod, he has to go all out, and we at least have to win 1 playoff game or 2, or even try to make it to the AFC Championship game. And the goal would be also to go and win a Super Bowl. Now, A-Rod is also, he's asking for a lot of money, right? And hopefully that would come under our budget, which I think it would. But he's also getting to the stage now where he's, older into his career. He wants to win a few more Super Bowls. Would the Pittsburgh Steelers be the right place for him to win a championship? Or would he rather go to Denver with Elway or Tennessee Titans with Mike Vrabel and the fellas out there? I don't know. I think out of the 3 choices, I think we're the least likely to get Rodgers. At the same time, like I said, you've got to see it both ways. On one side of the coin, you see, hey, I'm happy to have him here. On the other side of the coin, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not too keen. I'm not too keen to see him in a Steeler uniform, because if if we do not deliver a Super Bowl trophy number 7 to this organization, then the trade would be a fail. Would be an outright fail, in my opinion. So, lastly, guys, thanks for checking out the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. I'm your regular host, Mark. I hope you enjoyed the video, but I want to leave you with this. And yeah, from my view, I do not think that that Rodgers will sign with the Steelers. Now, I'd be surprised, and I think the internet would blow up and break. But right now, I just don't see it. I don't see how Rodgers would come over to the O-line being, almost brand new. We can't run the football. He hasn't got his receivers there with Adams. Where's Adams going to go? Would he come over too? I don't see that Rodgers would fit here. However, if he did sign, you better believe I'll be buying number 12. And I understand that there's Terry Bradshaw, who wore number 12 for years, and the Steelers don't give out number 12 as a number anymore. So that would be quite interesting too. Would Rodgers ring up Bradshaw and say, mate, can I have your number? I don't know. But the next few days, guys, are going to be very crazy. So hold on to your hats. And yeah, thanks everyone for checking out the Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. I'm your main host, Mark. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy news. Crazy news. Aaron Rodgers could be a Pittsburgh Steeler in the next few days, or it could be a Titan. I don't know. What do you guys think? Will Aaron Rodgers sign, or will Aaron Rodgers be traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers? Thanks, guys, for checking out Pittsburgh Steelers Syndicate. I'll see you guys later.